All right. Well, it's not exactly a patio, but we're adapting to the rules. We're here in Lund's backyard, kind of where this thing started, and we've got a pretty cool guest with us, co-owner of the Blackfalds Bulldogs, the new AJHL team in town here in Central Alberta. And Jodie, thanks for joining us in the backyard. Another first for us.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me.
So as I just said, co-owner of the Blackfalds Bulldogs, you guys are going at warp speed right now, getting ready for the season to start in September. That's when they become a team in the Alberta Junior Hockey League. So pretty cool to see that. You're not new to Central Alberta. You've done a lot of charitable work there. So first we'll just talk about that kind of your past in hockey and the charitable work that you do.
Well, the greatest thing about working with CSEC with 4 professional sports is that not only is it really cool, but it's really cool the impact that you can do in community. I came up to Red Deer originally for sales, and I just couldn't believe how generous and how many events that they had here in Central Alberta that went to amazing causes. And they're super well planned and fun events.
So in regards to the charitable piece, I know when we first met through my dad and our Chubbs golf tournament, one of the big things you're involved with is the Special Olympics and Motionball, something, really close to you. Maybe explain, how you got involved in that side.
Absolutely. So just to clarify, Special Olympics and Motionball are 2 separate nonprofit organizations. And can I give a little history on it first?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So Special Olympics started around in 1968 and with their first events in Toronto. Motionball came in around 2002, and it was actually by 3 brothers. I believe their names Mark, Paul, and Sean. Their upbringing, their parents had made them do a lot of volunteer work, and they were coaches and volunteers of Special Olympics. They were so passionate about it that they created a new organization for Motionball where all the money goes there towards Special Olympics Canada. So how it's broken out, for example, I do the Motionball corporate event. So we are very lucky. We have 2 teams with the Calgary Flames Foundation, and we go in with our teams of 10, and we have one of our Special Olympics athlete there, and we're competing in fun events.
So then we talk about events too. The 3 of us, we have to talk about the Motionball Gala.
Yes,
because 3/4 of our stories, I think, that we tell these days come from that night, the first time we went, because we thought it was going to be a fun night out, oh yeah, we get to dress up. It was way beyond what we imagined, and we paid for it the next day. But, events like that obviously can't do right now, but on the horizon again. And I'm sure, we're excited for it, and I'm sure a lot of people are too.
Absolutely. Actually, my last gala that I attended was actually your guys' first one, because Doug was there as well. And over the years, there's a lot of action. And I guess for me, my favorite part, and I'm sure you guys will say too, is that some of the athletes, when that dance music hits, they're on the floor and they got moves like you've never seen before.
Oh, I know. I lost a dance battle to one of those athletes out there.
I bet it was his name Bill.
I think it was actually.
Yeah, that's my athlete. Yes, yeah.
I think it was. He was a crowd favorite, and I thought I'd give him a run for his money, but
he bamboozled you too. He went up for the high five.
Oh yeah.
And Lund goes up for the high five, and he, those kind of glow stick things we had. He just goes dunk right in Lund's drink. He laughs in his face, and there's probably 30 to 40 women around too. Everyone's laughing at Lund.
It was wild when you did that too.
It was one of the best things I've ever seen in my life.
He was actually he was on my national team, and so when we were playing in Prince Edward Island, they had we were in a school and they made the high school come out and watch our team. And so after we had finished, there was Bill with a Canadian flag running back and forth on the gymnasium, getting everyone all excited, getting kisses, going like, call me to girls. and in the newspaper the next day, they're like Special Olympics Casanova, Bill early. But yeah, he's got some pretty sick dance moves, that guy.
The outfits at that event too are just nuts. Like people dress to the nines. Like
I was underdressed and I dressed pretty nice. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's packed. Like I don't know what the last one was. Well, yeah, I was at the last one because
Yeah.
the past year I know it was canceled because of COVID, but the one before that, I think there was a lineup to get in. I think there were 6 or 7 of us from our Chubbs golf tournament that went there, and four of the guys were new and they didn't know what to expect either.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, hey, just wear something nice. And then the other guy's like, no, like wear like your best outfit. And then sure enough, again, like people really improved from the year before as to what they were wearing. And I'm going to have to get a new suit for the next time I go because I don't own anything nice enough to go to that gala.
Well, good thing you guys got Walsh then to suit you guys up, right? Well, it is. I think unlike Red Deer, where you know what, you do have your what is it called, black tie events in Red Deer, but then also too you have sort of your jeans and cowboy and cowgirl events. We're in Calgary sort of for something for people in their 20s or 30s that want to go out and enjoy an event. There's nothing really there. So with Motionball Gala, you know, it's kind of like your adult prom.
Well, I think around Alberta in general, there's kind of been more of a casual dress attitude, especially over the last decade. So it's kind of nice just to get dressed up once in a while.
We'll put it on your list for Central Alberta. Lund, you can start the very first super mega formal night in Red Deer.
Well, I think we'll let Walsh do that since he owns a clothing store.
Yeah.
I think that's probably a better fit.
So the cool thing about that gala too, you just said it before, was, you know, getting to meet the athletes and see how much fun they have and see the impact. And I know for us, lately doing this Burger of the Month and tying it to Superheroes, the program in Calgary with Heroes Hockey, just what we've seen on social media too and seeing the impact, it's amazing, you know, and that's why you do it. And I know I'm rolling into something here, so Dustin, be ready so I don't catch you off. But, you know, for you, obviously the charitable component of your life and giving back is really important. And we'll jump over to the Bulldogs now. We'll skip a step. We'll talk about how the Bulldogs came about after, but there's something really cool the Bulldogs are doing, which I believe is a first in the Alberta Junior Hockey League. Maybe, and I'm a little sad to say it personally, but you know what? We'll let the two of you break the news. First, Jodie, you could tell us what the Bulldogs are doing.
Do you want me to? Okay. So we actually were going to be planning to start a Blackfalds Bulldogs Foundation next year. However, we're starting to see the need for it now, but starting a hockey team from scratch is a lot of work and a lot of, you check things off your to-do list and then it didn't work out, so now you're adding it back on. But when you find the right candidate, you know, let's do this. So excited to announce that Dustin Moore is accepted to be our executive director of the Blackfalds Bulldogs Foundation. Yeah!
Attaboy, Dustin. Attaboy.
I am
crowd's going crazy.
Just absolutely jacked. I don't know how I tricked Jodie into giving me that job or offering me that job, but I am truly, you know, honored and humbled to be involved with such a professional organization already without even putting skates on the ice. So as we just heard in the previous conversation here with your ties with foundations and the Calgary Flames Foundation, Special Olympics, Motionball, I'm really looking forward to learning from you and all your connections that you have and really try and solidify something cool in Black Falls in the Central Alberta community. So jacked up. I get to leave Ted behind at my old job and really looking forward to, you know, tying my hat to a hockey team in Central Alberta.
Yes, we're really excited.
And I will say now when I have sunglasses on, just to hide my eyes, you know, it's a little emotional for me, obviously, working with Dustin for almost 6 years now. I think he's the reason I'm sitting here right now. He's quite honestly the reason why I've got all the friends I have in Red Deer. You know, first day there, he befriended me right away, and we've worked together really closely and become really close friends. So obviously I'm still going to talk to you a ridiculous amount. It's just a little less, but you know, for that era of our relationship to come to an end is pretty sad, but it really is, like Jodie nailed it on the head. The best guy for the job. You know, you love to give back. You're out there in the community, and yeah, pretty happy for you, and can't wait to meet my new best friend in a couple weeks.
So let's go. So now that we're talking about Blackfalds, let's shift back, because, you know, we had the women in sport conversation in our last podcast, and knowing Jodie now for a number of years, it's been pretty cool to see how involved you are with the Calgary Flames for the last 13 years, and now co-owner of the Blackfalds Bulldogs. Maybe give us a glimpse into how hard it's been and how much work it's been to really get a junior A team off the ground here the last, I believe it's been a year and a half, 2 years now.
So everything sort of went into motion this summer with our building that is located on 52nd Avenue. So, renovations aren't fun, as we all know, and we were also doing our house and a bunch of other things. But it's like things that you don't think about. Need to buy a photocopier machine. Those things take time. They also take contracts. Like, who knew? So there's so many contracts to fill out on different things. Getting our merchandise, picking out certain stuff. Everything is time consuming, and some things but then some things you don't know that, oh yeah, I need to do this, I need to do that. Getting computers set up, like all that sort of stuff. Yes. So
Jodie, what's been the best thing, or the thing you've had the most fun so far with getting this hockey team started?
You know what? There's a whole bunch of different things. So I think what the coolest part was actually going with Doug, Al, and Adam and prospecting players, getting to meet their families and telling our story. We're not just a normal team, and there's so much more that we want to bring, not only for developing players on the ice, but off the ice. And to even go back to where Dustin's new role, all our players have committed, and they know when they signed with us that they're doing at least 1 hour a month community service. So we will have nonprofit organizations, charities, as well as community clubs, and each player they'll be the face of that club on behalf of the Bulldogs.
Well, that's a great idea.
And is that part of Dustin's job, is wrangling those kids and getting them out and about?
Well, we're sending out surveys for them to fill out because we want to sort of match them to what their interests are. And so that's off Dustin's plate. That's already done. Now he'll be allocating.
What are they paying you for? What are you going in to do? Yeah.
That's why I was like, this is getting too much. We need, somebody now. But so that's been cool. And just being in the hockey organization, building it from scratch, going through the ups and downs, having some sort of experience, but then being like, oh my goodness, I have no experience in this. But it's been pretty cool.
So my follow-up question, is there a specific reason why you guys chose Blackfalds?
You know what? Actually, it's been sort of, it was always, we've had conversations about maybe building a team. With Doug and I both being coaches, I'm with Special Olympics and with Doug with midget, and our passions for community. You know what? We thought instead of having kids, we will have a hockey
whole team instead.
So it's something that this will be our thing that we do together. And there was talks of other teams. And so this was probably about a 3 to 4 year development. And we did look at other arenas and other places. And then Blackfalds actually contacted Al and said, we're building an arena, and do you guys want to come?
Do you want to come and build a team from scratch? I will say too, I think,
to your point about kids, the best thing about having these kids as your kids is if you don't like them, you trade them. They're only there a couple of years, right? Like that's the best way to do it. Let's talk about that rink though. Well, first let's jump back because we're a little all over the place. We keep mentioning Doug. It's yourself and Doug Quinn,
correct,
our co-owners of the team. I think, Doug's a big guy in Red Deer and Central Alberta as well. So I don't know if we mentioned that right off the hop, but it's the two of you and have done an amazing job building this team, and the rink is incredible. Again, you guys are doing everything the right way and not really pulling any punches with this rink. So as much as you can off the top of your head, you talk about what this rink is going to look like.
Oh, yes. Well, if you know Doug, Diva Doug. Diva
he
Doug. Will hate that
Let's
I said
get Diva
that.
Doug trending.
No, you know what? He likes nice things, and he wants to provide nice things for his team. So he wanted to invest into the dressing room and as well as a training facility. So he's put the money towards that and has worked with ACI in order to design that is, and as well the Jumbotron. So we invested in purchasing a Jumbotron, and I believe only Brooks is the only one that has one. But
I think Okotoks does now. They didn't when I was there, but I
Yeah.
believe they do now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So to bring that entertainment for people who don't like hockey, well, we'll entertain them in other ways.
Yeah, I think it's important. You talk about fan experience, and just from the 3D views and the camera views I've seen of the rink, it looks like it's going to be a pretty awesome fan experience right from before you guys are even on the ice. And the joys of building the team and really building the community is going to be pretty exciting for you guys. But maybe talk about how many community partners you guys have already announced. Your social media has been buzzing. There's been lots of buzz around that, and I've been seeing a lot of community partners and that you guys are announcing. So maybe touch base on some of the ones you guys have already solidified here.
Well, I guess another thing to bring up is coming from the Saddle Dome and working with the different teams, there is different sort of, I guess, experiences that you can do besides just sitting in a seat. And so when we're walking into this arena, all we had seen was standing, bowl, and then we had the luge area. So we actually invested, Doug and I, and we put in a VIP club. And we're very excited to announce that it's no longer called that. It's called the MNP Club.
Oh, wow.
So it's going to sit about 72 to 80 seats. And it's going to have 4 recliners in there, which is also part of our sponsorship with Labatt. So we'll have 4 Budweiser recliners. So we have some big ones that are coming out, but I don't want to wreck my social media trend. Joe's like, you're so lame at announcing things. So,
and we'll hopefully they all paid you a lot of money, because we're gonna have to bill the Bulldogs for all these free ads we're dropping right now. No, this is all your time. No, I think it's amazing.
We got a Jumbotron sponsor, so that came.
Yeah, and I think we know very well in the last couple months just how eager this community is to jump in something when they believe in us. And maybe they shouldn't believe in us. They definitely should believe in this team, because it's awesome to see it grow. I think it's going to be a ton of fun. And let's talk about the women in sports side a little bit more, because I think we can all agree there's no secret that hockey can at least a lot of times be perceived as a boys' club. Mm-hmm. And there are a lot of people out there who think it is a boys' club. And we've seen what you've done already with the team and working with the Flames for, I think you said 13 years. So I think you bring a really cool perspective to this team. I think that's what we need more of. And that's why I was so excited to see the all-female broadcast team with the NBA as well. So how has that been for you too, knowing that I can't off the top of my head think of any other female owners or co-owners of any junior teams or in any league really that I can think of around here?
Well, I think even starting in sport, I played hockey growing up, an all boys hockey team going through the minor hockey system, just like you guys. And you know what, there's always those variables, but you know what, I'm not going to play the woman card in any sense, because it's just like anyone trying to adapt in a workplace or on a team or in a community. It's respect is earned. It's not given. And I feel like that with the Flames, my background is in accounting and I started in accounting. But Rolly had come in and said, there's just too much sunshine going on over here. I think you should come over and try sales. And even though I've known some coworkers, there's challenges just like anything to adapt, especially in a sales world. Yeah, and
I'll always say, we'll all agree, we feel like we shouldn't have to celebrate female in sport, but we do, and I think it's important to, and I think that's really cool that's happening here in Central Alberta, and hopefully a trend that goes on, because out of the 4 of us here, I could tell you're way more qualified than any of the 3 of us to run a team. So yeah, gender doesn't matter there, and I think it's pretty cool to see and what you're doing, and just from being in the background, I think we're learning a ton too.
Well, I just think for any sort of female or male athlete that, if their careers end or that, not to give up, there's other, you don't have to be a hockey player, but you can work in the hockey industry.
That's me.
Did you play any other sports growing up besides hockey?
Oh, yes. Yeah. So I played ball, soccer, and also field hockey.
Athlete.
Would you recommend playing multiple sports at a young age, or just focusing on
Absolutely. And you know what? And if you look at NHL players today, if you look at the players that are dominating, they're multi. This is just my opinion, but I don't feel that parents who put their kid in one sport all year round is benefiting their child. I think doing team sports as well as individual sports, plus you want to start using different muscles in your body, so it helps you become a better athlete. And I'm not going to say that I know stats or anything, but I do believe that it also helps with preventing injuries.
Yeah, I think that's pretty common opinion that being a multi-sport athlete is important. I just couldn't imagine playing hockey or one sport year round. I'd just get burnt out more than anything.
Yeah.
Like you don't enjoy the game as much.
Exactly.
I know, Dustin, I know you did the minimal amount of practicing probably during the season. So you for sure did not play hockey through the spring and summer.
Well, it's funny because like I loved hockey and I loved playing games and I hated practice. I wouldn't fit into the mold of how hockey is these days, with how much time and preparation and how much time in the gym and how much eating habits play in. Kids, 12, 13, 14 are really, trying to make themselves a professional at that age. It's crazy. I still couldn't figure that out at 20. So times have changed. Hockey's gotten better. It's gotten faster. It's certainly for the better. And I think kids are healthier for that. But yeah, like Jodie said, it's really important to really take some time off and really, refresh yourself with some baseball or lacrosse or anything else so you can get some other muscles working.
Mm-hmm. Doug always jokes, even the alumni, saying if I had food plans like they do now, I would have been a way better athlete. Doug's like, so I guess Katie for my pregame meal was like the best, and I thought it was perfect because it was pasta.
Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with
No,
that.
times, hey, all those guys back in the day, they all played pretty well. I bet you Wayne Gretzky did not, have a kale smoothie before every game, right? So eating habits and that are changing, but I don't know that necessarily means that you can't still do it the old way. I know I sure would.
I'm gonna shift back to the Bulldogs here, and just so everyone kind of knows the little bit of the background of who's all involved, and Doug, Mike Moeller, like these guys that are running Rob Hamill, these guys who are running the team and running the coaching side of it. Their experience in hockey and with winning, I think it was 2 national championships with the U18 AAAs, like they're no slouch. And really, I wanted to just ask the question of how excited are the staff and how excited are the families and the kids that are coming in to really be the first ones to try and create a legacy here with the Bulldogs?
Oh my God. Like that, it gives me goosebumps just thinking about it. Like seriously, we're in such great connection with all the players. We've done Zoom calls with the kids and players. We're trying to get connected beforehand. And when we went in prospect, they were excited, but they also have other options. And sometimes you're walking there and Doug's like, I want that kid. I want that kid so much. Right. And you have some that still haven't said no. So you're saying there's a chance, right? But it's so exciting. And then once they do sign, their parents are excited too. It's just been so amazing. Yeah. And you know what? Actually, Doug wasn't going to coach this first year. And I said, you'll regret it. I think you really need to coach. He just needed a time off, I think, from the transition. So I was glad that he did leave minor hockey, have a bit of a mental break. And now he's back. But we do have a surprise coming because he does want a grasshopper. He just wants to come in and coach, but he does want to train somebody now who's younger. We can't release it right now, but so we were very excited for a new and younger addition for the coaching staff.
There you go, Ted.
Yeah.
Yeah, Teddy. I guess cat's out of the bag.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's
I told you not to
me.
tell that.
Is our draft picks by if you finish last place? Like, is that if that's what we're going for, then I'm your guy. But no, I think with the coaching staff, it's really cool. In the AJHL, teams bring in guys. They look for guys. They bring them in forever. This is a staff full of people from the community, around the community, deep ties to hockey in Red Deer and Central Alberta. And I just think that's awesome too. And I think that's what's going to draw people to the games, what's drawing your community sponsors and that too. It is a community-minded team. Obviously, it's a business, but it's community first. And I think it starts right there with that coaching staff.
Well, we're nonprofits, so you're not going to make a lot of money, but we do want to make sure that, like bringing in the foundation, that we can raise some funds to even not just give back to the community by volunteer-wise, but also hopefully, especially, the pandemic hit hard on a lot of businesses and a lot of charities. So we want to help in that sort of way. And just so you know, the stick boy job is still available.
But you have to apply.
Yeah.
Can I be the stick man?
Yeah.
No, it doesn't sound right.
No, I think the stick boy is looking for an assistant. So.
Yeah, that I could do. I don't know. We'll see. I'll fire up my resume.
Do you know your lefts and your rights?
Yeah, I do. Yes, that might be what you need me around for.
Yeah.
Right before this, Jodie was looking for her sunglasses, and we said, "Oh, they're to your right," and she's getting mad, digging to her left, saying, "Oh, I don't see them. So
I still do
that
this.
stick boy and left and right differentiator.
Coach. Yeah. So Jodie, do we know when the season's planning on starting yet, or is that still up in the air?
They're hoping for fall. With it all depends, I guess, with the vaccinations, but with Canada saying that they were going to be rolling out by September. So hopefully we are going to, we're prepared to, depending on the percentage of fans that we can have. So we are in planning for that too.
When do you guys hope to have your team finalized or all your players signed? Like, would it be by the summertime or before the summer or not until up until the first game?
No, we are hoping June. So we have 18 signed right now. We have 5 more spots to fill. And we will be having a June, hopefully, camp. And hopefully those invites that of the ones that haven't said yes yet, that's on Doug's list. And we'll see from there.
And so with the process of building a team, pretty unique as well, because obviously you can't go after players who are playing right now or with teams. So these are all new players, younger guys. They get to come in to a great opportunity. And when, does that open up where the team can at some point start looking at, I'm assuming it's once the season's over in the summer, we're look at, some trades as well, or signing players that are either left a team or not currently with a team?
Yes, so there will be some of that over the summer, as well as our camp is unlike other teams. It's an invite only, and we are having more of an intimate camp. So some camps go up to 200. We are probably about 60, 80. And that's it. Just because we want to focus and we want to give everyone that showtime, and who we are inviting it's not like we're just, oh, this kid sounds good. Al and Adam have been working long hours of checking out footage and then sending it off to Doug to finalize. So these kids are handpicked. Do you think has it been tougher or easier to kind of do the scouting during the pandemic, just with doing it all online and looking at tape as opposed to traveling to all the games? Well, luckily they were able to travel at the beginning of the season, but you know what? There's some great programs out there. Yes, you have to pay for them, but they're wonderful. Like, you can watch a whole game if you want, or you can lock in a player and you only see all his shifts.
Okay.
So it's pretty cool. I don't think the players know how much that we get to see, because let me tell you, we've had hundreds of emails of kids sending us in their resumes or videos of themselves. And
is that what Dustin did?
Yeah, it's not like it used to be where you could just send in your...
Hi guys, it's Dustin Moore from the Oh Dear podcast. I would like to work for your foundation.
No, I think he wanted to play, and then we were like, well, how about this? You actually did ask.
Yeah, I would have.
You did. Yeah. You texted me, can I be on the team?
Yeah. It's changed though. Like I remember back in the day when you could just send in, if you sent in stuff, just your goals and your big hits or whatever, when now you do that and it's like, well, let's check this kid out. We watch 5 shifts of him not back checking once, next, move on.
Yeah.
It's the technology is crazy and kids, have to adapt to that. So that's, a unique part of the world these days.
The most overwhelming emails that we received is actually not from the players. It's how many people want to be scouts. I'm serious, like hundreds, maybe. Well, maybe I was exaggerating if I get up to thousands, but seriously, how many people have approached us to be a scout? And the second one is retailers, but retailers from different countries. And what we keep saying is, and they keep saying, our prices are cheap. Hey, sir, ma'am, our prices are cheap. And it's like, I don't care how cheap your prices
are.
What
you pay for.
Yeah.
Which is, and I don't pay these guys to be on the podcast. So there you go. That'll tell you.
And you want to support local, especially during COVID, and you want to support Canadian, right? So
I guess just as we wrap up here, the biggest thing is what's ahead now for the Bulldogs and what people can look forward to in terms of merch, season tickets, all of that type of stuff when you look at the next couple months, which is probably scary to think of it all at once because there's a lot. But.
Yeah, lots coming in fast. So checking out our new website, not yet, but it will be on AJHL website where you just click on the Bulldogs and it will bring you to our new website, which will also have our new online store. We are thinking about maybe doing a pop-up online store at one of the farmers markets. You guys
we've been there, yeah.
Yeah, I heard about it. So I was like, maybe. So I asked the girls to check into that. So maybe we'll announce that. And probably the Bulldogs Foundation's first event in August. I don't know if you know, but you're putting on a fashion show.
You did tell me, so I'm excited.
Oh, really?
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'll send you my highlight tape.
Yeah, you send me your highlight tape.
Lund will be able to do anything open, like unbutton, because he'll have a nice smooth chest.
Well, this will be a fashion show with all our players and coaches.
Wow.
We're wanting to announce to the community, and
I would hire him one day coach.
Coach. And just to maybe we can do a fun sort of. Was a contest, and maybe one of you guys can be in the fashion show. Maybe more likely the fashion show / talent part. I would like to sort of see that. You're doing your juggling, right? Maybe you can pull that off, right?
I can learn how to juggle by then.
Yeah. So we want to use all local. So if you know of anyone for local clothing, like with Walsh or
Kevin Walsh's head is exploding somewhere right now. Couldn't be with us, but he's tingling right now.
Yeah. So equipment, anything that the boys can model, we're up for it. Yeah.
Love it.
One question that's popped in my head is, how did you guys choose the name Bulldogs for the team? I mean, you could. Oh, is this one of those things? Next.
No, actually, no. This one isn't. So we actually hired a company in Calgary to design our logo and come up with names. So they were really good. Osis Creative. So they just told a story with each name that they were getting history from Blackfalds, tying in sport, and so what they came up with, they had 5. We narrowed it down to 3, and just going through the logos, and then they did some rough drafts up, and it was amazing. And Doug was sitting on a couple of them, and all the coaching staff. So one was their favorite one time, and then it wasn't, and then when we were coming, Doug's like, I know they put a lot of work in this, but I think it would be cool if we're the Blackfalds Bulldogs. And I said, and before when we were looking at the logos, I said, okay, the Bulldogs are the Minor Hockey Association. And plus one of the was it Drayton Valley that had a bulldog as a logo, but they changed it. So I'm like, I don't know. And then no, it stuck, so it went there. But we think it's going to be a good move. We are we're going to go in partnership with the Blackfalds Minor Hockey Association, and they'll be our little brothers, and hopefully we'll be great role models as big brothers.
And that's a situation of you don't know what you want until you see what you don't want, right? That's those processes. You see it all the time. And yeah, so before we wrap up and before we get our first Alberta tornado of the season here, it's getting a little windy in the backyard here. This is a first. You brought a bit of a game.
I did.
With you, because you knew Dustin versus Lund was over.
Yes.
So we wanted just one more. Here's the encore. So I'll let you take the reins here.
Okay, so Dustin is a hardcore Oilers fan, even though he says that he's a little bit of a Flames fan. So I thought we'd do a Battle of Alberta.
I like it.
Okay, so I have 10 questions and 2 of them have bonus.
Okay, perfect.
And all you have to do is give me the answer of Flames or Oilers.
Okay.
This one's easy. Just to warm you up. Who has won the most Stanley Cups?
Oilers.
Who has won the last Stanley Cup?
Flames.
Whose mascot's name gives tribute to one of the original owners?
Harvey.
Flames.
Edmonton Oilers.
Yeah, it's either Oilers or Flames. You said Harvey, which is Flames, and you say Edmonton Oilers. So
I'm going Oilers.
I'll go Flames.
Okay, what team serves Molson?
Flames.
I'll go Flames as well.
Okay, what team had or has a player that is ranked number 1 in most hat tricks?
Oilers.
Bonus, name that player.
Like current player or?
Had or has.
Oh,
Yuri
Gretzky.
Curry.
Okay. What team has more players with 50 goal seasons of all time?
Oilers.
What team's mascot wears the number of the year that their team was established?
Oilers.
Flames.
What team had an octon?
A what?
What's an octon?
Octon. How do you pronounce that word? Yeah, octane.
Oh, Octane Oilers.
What the heck's an octane?
Hey, we're learning. That's
That's
why you like have one. That's why you wanted Dustin.
I'll go
on,
Flames.
Okay. I didn't know how to say that.
An octane.
You and Dustin are going to work so well together. 8 hours a day trying to figure out how to say a word.
They call it Jodie Knees at the Flames office. Who has the most captains from 1972 until now?
Flames.
All the answers were Oilers.
So do we know who won?
Well, you can. I don't know. I'm telling you this.
We're gonna have to watch the tape.
We might have to watch the tape.
I
didn't have the answers. I was trying to keep score. Like, I don't know all these answers.
So I think I won one.
No, I don't know, because who has won the most Stanley Cups? You both said Oilers. Who has won the last? You guys both said Flames, and it was the Oilers in '89.
We'll count back, and when we record after this, we'll announce who the winner is.
So Jodie, what's the punishment of the loser?
Oh yeah, but I'm going to give you a little bit.
We're getting more.
Since you don't know your Oilers as much as you say you know your Oilers.
I see what you did there.
Yeah,
by
he's
making
not a very
them all,
good fan, right?
Okay. He's an Oilers fan too.
It was a trick. Oh yeah.
Okay, well here is more roast and Dustin, but.
So after we look back at the tape
and see me celebrating
and see Dustin as an Alberta hockey fan and Lund as an Edmonton Oilers fan. I'm an Alberta hockey fan.
Oh, you're an Oilers fan.
I'm an Oilers fan.
They have to explain the punishment here, Jodie.
The punishment is that they have to wear this for 3 days in a row. It doesn't matter how hot it is. Doesn't matter about dress codes. You have to wear this for 3 days in a row.
Jeez, we're going to have to wear it soon before the Flames are eliminated this year.
Yeah, I'll take it. Yes,
I'll take that too,
so let's just hope that Lund lost so he can take it to his waxing in his video before he takes it off to get his chest
I'll
waxed.
make an actual real prediction, because this is what a prediction is that I think Lund did say Oilers more than you did.
I feel like I won that one, actually.
I think
but
so.
it's going to be close.
Yeah.
It's gonna
this
be
is fun.
by
We've never
one.
had a cliffhanger like this.
Yeah.
I was
Thanks for
wondering
keeping
why
score,
no one was keeping we score. I was like, there's something weird.
I was just
going
here.
on.
I was just taking a break.
Well, you normally keep score.
Yeah.
Every podcast
But
I
I
hear.
didn't know the answers. I thought you would say right or wrong every time.
Oh, was I supposed to do that? Well, no, because if it kept
Next
saying
time, yeah.
Oilers,
Yeah,
then
we
they'd
would've
pick
caught
up
on by, like, the
trend,
sixth
or
right?
seventh question.
Yeah.
No, I like it. I like it's, you know what? It's a new way of doing things. And Dustin's going to be up all night because I'm not going to tell him till at least tomorrow.
I look forward to repping the Flames jersey if I did lose for 3 days in a row.
I might not. I mean, it hinges on me taking the time to look back, and I will probably take my time to do that.
Well, either way, I'll have something to wear this weekend if I lose, and if not, then I'll
Just walk around shirtless with your wax chest.
yeah, show off the
Well,
goods.
If I'm going to give my final thoughts, thanks, Jodie, for coming and doing this for us.
Oh, thank you very much for having
Thanks
me.
for bringing a contest with you. I think that's a new precedent set for all the future
way
guests.
to raise the bar.
I really enjoyed the break. Like, I'm serious.
And
like maybe too much of one. But
for myself, I'm super excited for the Blackfalds Bulldogs to get started, obviously. But for community in Red Deer, Central Alberta, make sure come September, October, once we're going, we're on the ice, and even beforehand with some of the events going on, make sure you get out and support Blackfalds and make sure you get out to watch a game when the hockey season starts.
And if you're looking for sponsorship, give Ted a call. He can help you out with that.
yeah.
And if you just want to talk, you can call me too.
But really, we're
just feel
excited
left
to
out
get
here.
it going. And, you know, I know for us, we're going to be hanging around there a lot. Obviously, Dustin with his job, but anyways, going out, it's going to be great entertainment. Thank you to the Bulldogs, obviously supporting us, sponsoring this episode. Thanks for coming, hanging out in the backyard. It was windy. It was different. We did a game a little bit different way, but I liked it. So yeah, we appreciate you coming out and last minute saying, hey, can you just come hang out in our backyard? And, you know, thanks for not bringing the cops with you.
Thank you, Ted. And thank you, Lund.
Hey, yeah,
you're a
thanks.
good sport today. So
Thanks.
thanks. Yes.
I try to be. I try my hardest every episode. And I can't wait to see what this year has in store for the Bulldogs. I'll be there probably opening night with a big sign.
Well, you
And-
know
and
what?
a couple of bats.
I'll give you a free ticket.
That's what I was angling for.
Yes.
So perfect. Perfect.
You
I'm
and a
in.
guest, and you don't have
wow.
to bring these clowns.
Oh, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh dear.